Look, 2 years ago when I first started talking to girls, I had absolutely no clue what I was doing. I remember seeing videos exactly like this one talking about the best scripts to talk to girls and the best way to talk to girls, and I would always get way too nervous when I was about to go up to them. I wouldn't end up doing it, and I would never get to put the actual principles in place. So this video isn't just going to be me giving you some bullshit script talking about this is how you talk to a girl, all you gotta do is go up to her and say this exact thing and you'll get her number. I'm going to be telling you boys how to stop being as nervous when you go up to girls, how to speak better, the fundamental things you need to do like skincare, hair care, how to dress, how to put your clothes properly so that you're more approachable and you're more likable to girls, and so much more. So if you stick with me through this video, I guarantee by the end you'll be able to get a girl's number and you'll have the skills necessary to do so. Okay, but first let's establish some fundamental things that you need to be doing. Number one being you need to be working out. Look, if you want to be going up to girls, hopefully you can see that, but if you want to be going up to girls and you want to be talking to girls and getting girls' numbers, you need to be in semi-decent shape. You're not just going to magically go up to a girl and get her number while you look like a pig and you don't look good. You need to be at least working out. I'm not saying you need to be jacked. I'm not saying you need to be some crazy muscular guy who's got a six-pack abs. I'm just saying you need to be trying. You need to be attempting your best effort to look better. You need to have somewhat decent shape. If you've been in the gym for like 3 or 4 months, I guarantee you'll already have the physique you need to be attractive to most girls. So that's all you need. That's literally all you need to start. You need to be working out. The second thing is, are you trying to make your life better? Because if you're not even trying to make your life better, if you're not even trying to make your situation better, fix your room, clean up your room, do those things, then you're not going to be able to get girls. You need to do those fundamental things that build up your character as a young guy in order for you to stand out and be more attractive to girls. And lastly, number 3 is hygiene. You need good... How the fuck do you do that? Because I don't know how to spell hygiene. The last thing you need is good hygiene. Look, if you walk up and your breath smells like shit, and you don't have a good cologne on and you have some cheap soap that smells terrible like Old Spice or something, you're not gonna stand out. You might still be able to get a few girls' numbers, you might still be able to talk to a few girls, but apart from that, you're not gonna stand out much to the girls that are higher up and to the girls that are more attractive. So if you've answered no to any of these questions, if you're not working out, if you're not trying to make your life better, if you don't have good hygiene, then before we start talking to girls, how about this? We cut them out for now and we focus on this, because this is the fundamental things it takes to actually get girls. And this is what no other person, this is what no other YouTuber's talking to you about. If you just work on this, you're gonna stand out to girls so much more. Now notice how none of these things require good genetics. They don't require you to have any luck in any way. These are all things that you control. You can fix all of these things. So whether that's fitness, whether that's hygiene, whether you guys know what it is, whether it's any of those things, they are all in your control. Your control. All of them. So it doesn't matter what you look like currently. In order to get girls, you just have to be willing to make a change, and all the things I said recently are things that you can change and that you can control. So look, I know you didn't come for this video to get a lecture about the fact that you should be working out and that you should be improving your hygiene. So let's actually get into the ways you can go up and talk to girls, where to find them, what to do, all of the things that you probably clicked on this video to know. Look, and the next step, it's not gonna be a script. It's not gonna be some fancy 5 tips, 6 tips to get a girl. It's not gonna be any of that bullshit. It's gonna be the actual step you need, which is to get over your anxiety. If you can't even go up and talk to a girl, how are you supposed to get girls' numbers? Because let's be real, right now, you simply, literally just thinking about going up to a girl. That's you going up to a girl right there. But you just thinking about it is probably making you nervous. So how are you supposed to go up to a girl if you get nervous every single time you think about talking to one? So first off, before we even think about talking to a girl, before we even go up to them, we gotta fix this. We gotta fix your anxiety. And the way we fix your anxiety is by practice. Now I'm not gonna tell you to practice going up to girls and stuff because, as we just mentioned, you're too anxious to do it. So you practice by going out and talking to people. And now by talking to people, I don't mean asking for girls' numbers. I mean just going out and asking, hey, do you know what time it is? Do you know where this park is? Do you know what the weather is right now? It feels pretty hot. Asking literal basic things that you could ask anyone, even if you already know the answer. It doesn't matter if you currently know what time it is. Just ask the person what time it is and get used to what it feels like to go up to a stranger and talk to them and ask them a question and build a conversation with them. That's what you need to do to get over your anxiety. Because I could just give you a script right now, like most YouTubers, tell you, hey, say this, say, hey, you are beautiful. Are beautiful. Who gives a shit? I could tell you to say you're beautiful, whatever, and look, you're not gonna do it because you're too anxious. And I get that. I used to be in that exact same situation. I would literally think about talking to a girl and my heart would start like beating through my chest because of how nervous I'd be. So that's fine. Do this before you do this. So practice that, do that many times, and then you won't have anxiety anymore, so I can actually tell you what steps you can do to get girls. Because if I just gave you the steps now, you won't do them. So fix this first. So here's, can you still see me all right? So here's the reality about scripts. Most, if not all, of them work. That's the reality. If the girl is interested in you, if she wants you, if she likes the way you look, no matter what you say, any single script that you have, any single thing you have written down on paper, doesn't matter. And on the flip side of that, if she isn't interested in you, she'll say no. So getting a script and having something written down doesn't help you at all. What matters more is A, how you say something, so your tone, your pitch, the way you're saying it, and then B, the fact that you're not saying because if we're being real, when you're sat there and you go up to her and you're like, hey, you know, I seen you and I thought that you were super beautiful and I just wanted to come up and tell you that you look super, like, bro, it's annoying, it's stupid, and no girl wants to hear it. So these two things, how you say something and not saying the word are more important than any script that you could possibly have written down. So remember that, keep that in mind. It's not the script, it's just the way you say it. Bro, let's be real, if you're watching the video, you've probably not already gone up to a girl, so you probably don't realize this. But most guys, when they go up and they talk to a girl, start talking so fast that the girl can't even tell what they're saying. They start stumbling over their words. They're like, hey, I just thought you were so beautiful and like I just wanted to come up, but like, they talk really fast. I promise you, you might not realize it, but you definitely do this if you're not good at talking to girls. And they also say every 3 sentences, which is fucking annoying for anyone. Not only just for girls, but just in general. If you say just fucking stop. It's annoying. I don't like hearing it, man. But that's just the reality. And here's 2 examples of me saying the same thing. Hey, I just seen you over here and I thought you were really beautiful and like I just want to come up to you and say that I thought you were super beautiful and I just want to get your phone number, versus, hey, I just seen you over here and I thought you were absolutely beautiful and I figured if I didn't come up and introduce myself, I'd be kicking myself later. My name is Adam, Tim, Joseph, whatever your name is. And don't you notice how that sounds so much better because it's slow? And a lot of guys are way too scared when they're talking to a girl. Just slow down. And first off, it gives you way more time to think of what you're gonna say. If you're talking to her and you're talking so fast and you're saying your entire script and you're like trying to get it out as fast as you can, you're gonna forget what you were trying to say. But if you slow it down, then it gives you time to think. It gives you time to sit there and have a proper conversation. Instead of trying to rush out your script, you're just speaking with them. And you can still say what you were gonna say anyway, but just slower. Okay, we've covered your tone, and we've also covered some like basic maintenance stuff like going to the gym. So now it's time for you to go out there and actually start meeting girls. But where do you meet them, you might ask? Do you meet them? And the truth is, if you were actually going out there and living an interesting life, you would know exactly where to meet them. You would know the exact place to meet them because it would just be wherever you currently go. If you were already doing interesting things, if you were already living an interesting life, you would just meet the girls at the places you already go to. But chances are you aren't currently living an interesting life, and that's why you're on this channel, which is fine because my whole job is to help you live a more interesting life. And a real quick plug here because it's the perfect time. If you are new here and you don't know who I am, my name is Adam Blondin. I make videos to help young men live better lives. So if that's you and you want to live a better life, go down right now and click on the subscribe and post notification button. I promise I will do my absolute best to help you live a better life. But realistically, you can meet girls anywhere. Anywhere. You can meet girls literally any place you go because girls are everywhere, bro. You can meet them at your gym, which you should be going to now. You can meet them at your school. You can meet them at your chess club if you got one. You can literally meet them any single place you go to because girls are everywhere. But let's be real, that's not the answer that you wanted me to say. You wanted me to tell you where you can actually go out and meet a girl, right? So if you really want to get practice in and you don't know where to go meet girls, here's the two best places. One, the mall. And the reason I say the mall is because you get rapid fire practice. If you're going out there and you go to a mall to meet girls and one rejects you, there's gonna be hundreds of, depending on how big the mall is, there's gonna be hundreds of other girls that you could literally go up and talk to. So if one rejects you, boom, fine. Hey, go to the next one. Hey, my name's Adam, I just seen you over here. Like, you just go on rapid fire, and that way you get lots of practice. But number two, the next best place I would say would be festivals. And that's because these two things are exactly the same. These both are just rapid fire places where there's plenty of girls and you can get plenty of practice. If you go somewhere like a library or you go somewhere where it's a bit more secluded, you're probably not gonna get that much practice. It's gonna be a bit harder to get rapid fire practice. And also, if you're already at those places, if you're already at your school or something, it's embarrassing if you get rejected because everyone's around you that you know and stuff. But if you just go out to a mall or some festival that's gonna be done in a week anyway, who cares? You go up to a girl, you fuck it up, she rejects you, fine. Next one, next one, next one. You just start going to the next one, and the next one, and the next one, and the next one. And there you go, bro. You just got a bunch of practice. So those are two really good places to meet girls if you don't currently know where to meet. Lastly, bro, have a conversation. Now, I know to you right now, girls might seem like this magical unicorn. And this is my unicorn, by the way. That looks more like a snake. But girls look like this magical snake unicorn. But in reality, bro, they are just a regular fucking human, just like you or I. They still smell, they still get diarrhea. They're literally still a normal human. So, is it weird that you should speak to them like they're one? No. And this is why most scripts don't work. Because they force you to talk in this way of like, hey, you're so beautiful, I just seen you over. It's a regular human. Would you go up to a friend or would you talk to one of your family members with this script way of like, hey, I just seen you over here, cousin, how are you doing today? That shit, it seems so robotic and so stiff, right? And if you wouldn't say it to one of your friends, and if you wouldn't say it to one of your family members or cousins, why would you say it to a girl? Because they're no different. They want to be spoken to like they're a regular person. They don't like, most girls have already heard the scripts that you're going to be saying 1,000 times. Hey, I thought you were so beautiful, my name's Adam, whatever. And they've already heard this shit. So if you really want to stand out, just have a conversation. That's it. You just need to have a conversation with them. Slow it down, don't have any script in mind, and just riff with them a bit. Ask them how their day's been. Ask them regular human questions. People appreciate it. I know you hear from all the other YouTubers talking about pickup game and stuff that like, don't ask them how their day's been, just go straight to the point, ask for their number. Bro, I've seen the most success when I just have this, when I just have a regular conversation with someone. Because all you're basically saying is, hey, I enjoyed this conversation, and if you did too, what's your phone number? We should have another conversation in the future and many more after that. And that's why no script works. That's why you should talk to people like they're a human, because when you talk to them like they're a human, they're gonna be like, hey, This person isn't just some random guy who got a script off YouTube and is gonna go up, and you're gonna be less nervous because all you have to think about is not this script or what you're gonna say or the way to properly have your body language, which is kind of important, but like, bro, lean up on a table or something and just chill there. Like, you don't need to worry too much about like fucking power posing and like, hey, I just seen you. No, you don't need to worry about any shit. You lean up against a table or something, you put your hand on your side or you cross your hands. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't show you're a pussy if you cross your hands. Like, no, it doesn't actually matter. But when you talk to them like they're a human and you just talk to them regularly, hey, how's your day been so far? Oh, that's cool. What have you been up to? Oh, sick, really? Yeah, I was actually doing that the other day. And yeah, it was super fun. I remember that there was this person there that was doing this crazy thing. You just have a regular conversation with them, which makes them feel a connection with you. Because people don't get a connection when you're just saying a script. They get a connection when you're actually being a bit vulnerable. You're just building a connection and having a conversation. What you actually say just comes down to having a conversation the same way, pretty much the exact same way you would if we were to meet right now and we were to have a conversation, or if you were to go meet a new friend or something. The only difference is that at the end of the conversation, instead of saying, hey, see ya, you say, hey, this was cool, this was fun, you seem cool, whatever. Let me get your phone number and maybe we can hang out sometime. That is the only difference. So far we've covered get your basic hygiene. That's step number 1. Then after that, we talked about having the right tone, speaking without saying Then we've mentioned that the best place to meet a girl is where you already go. So we mentioned your chess club, we mentioned your gym, wherever. Then we mentioned the absolute best script that you can possibly have in the world, which is to just have a regular conversation. And now finally, the last and final step that you need in order to start getting girls as a young man is to practice, and not only practice, but don't get mad at results. Because look, no matter how good you are at talking to girls, you're lucky if 1 in every 5 actually goes on to go on a date with you. And that's if you're lucky. You're lucky if 1 in every 5 girls goes out with you. You're more likely to get maybe 10 or even 20 girls' numbers before 1 even goes out with you. Look, you're a new person. She doesn't know you. You could be a creep. Now, the whole point of the initial conversation, the whole point of the cold approach is to show that you're a trustworthy person and that you're cool and that you're chill. But if you're just running up with a script and stuff, it doesn't show that. That's why you need to have an actual conversation and just be genuine and just be honest. But look, man, most girls aren't gonna answer you. But there's gonna be, if you just crank the numbers, eventually, no matter how many girls you talk to, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, there's gonna be 1 or 2 that goes out with you. And that's all it takes. All you need is 1 or 2. Because from there, you now have skills of going out with girls and you're gonna get better. Now, it might only take you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 1 girl goes out with you or 2 girls go out with you. And then it might take you 3. And then that's probably gonna be the highest you get to. I've never heard of a person who gets like every single, unless they don't talk to many girls. There's always gonna be ones that don't go out with you. But that's if you're lucky. Like literally, that's if you're lucky. So don't get mad if you're getting rejected. Don't get mad if girls aren't going out with you. It's part of the process. Be happier about the fact that you're actually going out there and doing it. Because most guys, 99% of young guys, aren't going up to girls. They don't have the social skills. They don't have the skills. They're too nervous. They don't know what to do. And now you're way past all those people and you're doing more than most young guys are doing. So you should be proud about that alone and don't care about the results. You're young and most people that are old don't even have these skills. So if you build them now when you're young, it's not going to be a question of can you get girls? It's going to be a question of how can you get all these girls off you, because you're gonna know how to get these girls so easily. So implement all of these steps, every single one. Don't skip a single one. And I promise the question is just gonna be, which girl do I go out with? Should I go out with this one? Is this one nicer? Is this one more beautiful? And that's gonna be the only questions running through your mind. Not how, not can I go up to the girls, but just which one do I go out with? And how should I structure this? And should I really be spending all this time talking to the girls? That's the only problem that you're gonna have if you actually implement these steps. All right, y'all, go out and get some bitches, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.